Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, a few things to discuss. Reportedly, Celtic have made a bid for their second target of the summer transfer window. We're going to talk about that, but more importantly, it's time to talk about the Brodge once more. Brendan Rodgers, we took a day off yesterday from talking about him, but today it's time to discuss him once again as we are set to hear from him very, very soon. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, it would be much appreciated. A big week, of course, for Celtic. Monday, we announced the manager of Celtic Football Club would be Brendan Rodgers moving forward, and tomorrow, Friday afternoon, we're going to hear from him for the first time since his return, in a media capacity anyway. So we're going to discuss all of that, all of the details, very exciting times, and a press conference which has been very, very highly anticipated by not just Celtic fans, but the whole of football for the manner of his return. And I'm sure that the audience will be vast tomorrow. So, Brendan Rodgers will speak to us for the first time in the flesh tomorrow afternoon. It's been confirmed, it's been reported in some tabloids today that press conference has been scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, and for more exacts, I think it should be around 4 o'clock, could be earlier, but all the articles just say the afternoon. I think it's going to be 4 o'clock though tomorrow. We hear from Brendan Rodgers as he takes to the media. Interestingly enough, it won't be anything like the last time. Remember, 15,000 Celtic fans down in the main stand welcoming Brendan Rodgers to Celtic Football Club. Fans everywhere outside the stadium for hours. It's going to be nothing like that, even at the press conference itself. I think it's going to be MSM only, not even fan media. No fan media, as far as I'm aware, no fan media there. I won't be there before you ask. And it'll be MSM, and I think that's probably to try and combat that division in the supporters just now. Probably not wanting to have the risk of some rogue fan media representative maybe hurling some abuse at him or so forth. So it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, just to the MSM, should be around 4 o'clock. It's going to be fascinating, to say the least, to see how he responds to the big questions, because even though there's no fans there or fan media, people who could maybe ask some difficult questions, the MSM still will. They'll ask about his return. They'll ask about the manner and how he left the last time. They'll ask about the potential split in the fans right now. It will all come to surface tomorrow. It's going to be really interesting to see how Brendan Rodgers actually tackles that and goes about it, because so far his, announcement as Celtic manager and his introduction as Celtic manager has been very blunt and quiet. As excited as I am to have him back, I can sit here and be honest and saying it has been quite a blunt reintroduction to Brendan Rodgers. We had that statement on Monday saying that he was back, he's going to be the new manager, and since, we've not heard nothing, we've not seen nothing. And the club have put out a couple of wee bits of content here and there, but nothing to the extent of, when Ange came in and we were getting, videos left, right and centre. Now, it could just be down to the fact it is only Friday, he's barely in the door yet, and he's actually, I think he's been finishing off his holidays, if anything. But it has been a very quiet sort of reintroduction for Brendan. So tomorrow, it is going to be really, really interesting to see how he answers these questions and how he makes it up to the fans. Will he apologise? Will he be blunt about things? I mean, I am beyond caring. I just want us to get to work now and move on with our season and let Brendan get to work on that. But it's still going to be an interesting one to see. Also, we've seen that post that the North Cov supporters organisation put up. We've seen that, obviously, the representatives of the Green Brigade and such, and their opinion to that announcement on Monday afternoon. And it wasn't obviously the most warm of welcomes from them. I'm sure that will probably come up tomorrow as well. How will Brendan Rodgers respond? How is he planning on uniting the fans behind him? Is it simply about getting results in the park, or is there going to be some grand gesture? Who knows? It's going to be really, really interesting. I'm also really excited to hear his thoughts and his statements in regards to our future. And his grand plans for being here. Of course, we've heard all these rumours about a 5-year plan put in place, the intent to get to a European final. We obviously have heard about Odin Thiago Holm And then the player we're going to talk about today, how will he address that? How is he going to address the future, transfers, European football? Is it true that we're having £40 million to spend this summer? All of that will probably be brought up by the media tomorrow in their questions. And I'm really excited to see what Brendan Rodgers says about it, to try and gauge what we should expect this summer and moving forward into the football season. On that note, there has been photos of Brendan getting ready for tomorrow. He's been spotted out and about in the barbers, getting a brand new haircut. Look at him, dripped out to the max, getting his new skin fade for tomorrow's press conference. He's been out, he's been spotted. He must be excited to get to work on this, and despite, you know, obviously that divide that might be there between some fans right now, at the end of the day, he's a football manager, we're football fans, and we both have something in common: success, winning. We like it, and I'm sure that's what Brendan Rodgers wants to bring back, so I'm looking forward to hearing everything he has to say about tomorrow. Overall, just buzzing. Transfer news. Hey, we're not done after yesterday. Of course, we're waiting on Odin Thiago Holm to become the first signing of Celtic's summer transfer window. But today it's been reported that Celtic have made a formal bid for who is their second target in this transfer window. So we're heading back over to South Korea right now as we look to make the signing of a new winger. Reports from South Korea have claimed that Celtic have made a official proposal, a formal offer for Gangwon winger Yang Hyun-jun. Pardon the pronunciation if it is off. The news reported over there that an offer has been received from Celtic, but they're reluctant to let him go. They don't want to sell him in this transfer window. They want to try and keep a hold of him despite the interest from Celtic, because they'd rather keep him until our winter transfer window. The K-League side are struggling at the moment, and they need their best players. They really need their best players, and they're not wanting him to go to Celtic right now. But Celtic have apparently made a formal offer, an official offer, and one that is apparently a final offer, according to some, to try and lure him to Celtic. But there are some circumstances that, if there's willing to be a little bit of leeway and a little bit of cooperation, could see him end up become a Celtic player at some point. A director of the club spoke to a news station over in South Korea, and he said this. He said, it's true that Celtic have put forward an offer for Yang Hyun-jun. No, we will not transfer him this summer. I want to allow Celtic to help develop the player. The transfer fee is not a big problem. However, the priority is to consider the current team's situation. We have also conveyed the position that we would allow him to go to Celtic, but we'd like him back for 6 months and send him over in the winter. But Celtic is sticking to the position of wanting to recruit Yang Hyun-jun this summer. We also know that he wants to go to Europe. So there seems to be something in place here that could be a situation where we might sign him this summer, loan him back to Gangwon for the remainder of the season, and then he arrives in January. If Celtic want to do that, it could be a possibility. Will we do that? I don't know. It seems like we're stubborn. We want him in the summer. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Of course, they're in a tricky position right now in the league table. They sit second bottom. I think that's a relegation playoff position for them. They are not having a great season whatsoever. And he is one of their best players. So letting him go would probably be detrimental to their season. It would probably destroy them. They might end up relegated. So I can understand why they aren't really wanting to let him go. There's been nothing said on terms of figure, how much money the deal is actually worth at this moment in time. Probably, you know, around that £1 million mark. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's talk about the player himself a little bit, just to get an idea of who he is. As already mentioned, he is a winger, a right winger to be more precise, a position which I feel like Celtic could use some depth in, especially if we see the likes of Liela Bada leave the club this summer. But 19 appearances this season, only 1 goal and 1 assist. However, last season, 8 goals, 4 assists and 31 appearances. I mean, for a right winger, that's a very decent return, especially someone young like him. As well, being called up to the South Korean national team as well at such a young age, similar to our own O right now at Celtic. So he would fit in pretty well. He's got a friend, he's got family, you could say, and I'm sure that it would be a great option for us if we can get it done. A good bargain signing once again, ultimately, if a deal can't be met, I'm not overly fussed. I won't cry about it. It won't keep me up at night if Celtic can't meet Gangwon's expectations and they want to keep him there. But yeah, they're in a situation now where it seems to be just these final details of when he should be allowed to arrive at Celtic that's keeping the deal up. How interesting though, How interesting, because I kept getting asked on all the live streams I've done around Ange's departure and Rodgers' arrival. Will we still shop in Asia? Will we still go to the Japanese market? Will we still go to the Korean market? And I kept saying, we're not going to suddenly stop signing players from there. The recruitment team doesn't just fold up and come back and just stop caring. It's never going to stop there now. We've tapped into it. We've got guys set up there. We've got a recruitment team who are going to keep looking at it. And this is evidence of that. So it's never going to stop over there right now. And as long as there's quality players to sign, we will obviously try and sign them. And this could be another one of them. So we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see if there's any more news that comes out about it. But he is certainly someone who Celtic are interested in. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there for today. So exciting. Tomorrow we'll hear from Brendan. I'll be here to react to it all. Don't know if I'll go live or if I'll just wait till afterwards yet. Just keep an eye out on my Twitter. Remember, I've got that new Twitter at RyanStephenF2. And we'll see what happens. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.